This is News on Friday.
This is News on Friday, a weekly roundup of all the notable events, weather, and sports. On the program this week, Utalii College Chairperson David Wamatsi urges students to untap their full potential in co-curricular activities. Also, later on, Vijana na Kilimo, Brighter Minds efforts to empower the youth in the agri sector. And we'll also find out on how you can choose good referees when you're applying for jobs. Live from the Koilib TV studios in Nakuru, Kenya, let's put the rubber on the road now. Remember, you can share this broadcast with your network, and also do follow Koilib TV across all our social media platforms. I'm Caleb Koyo. Now, the Binti Biashara project seeks to empower young mothers economically by equipping them with skills that link them to economic opportunities, while at the same time strengthening their sexual and reproductive decision-making by making it easier for them to access information and services. Take a look.
I've been overseeing the implementation of Maverick Next program, dubbed Binti Biashara. The program uses human-centered design approach to engage with a target audience. And the target audience here is the girl we call Pendo. Pendo is a girl who is a mother of 1 or 2 children and could be married or unmarried and lives within Magarini sub-county.
The human-centered design intends to ensure that the overall outcome of the project puts the target audience at the center of it. Hence, whenever we initiate the process, we have to do sort of landscape mapping and see where the pain point lies and whether it relates to the target audience we want to focus on.
And we're here in Kilifi County. Today we got to do a formal session with the girls. There's a team from PS Kenya, and you can just tell they're really excited. They're really hungry to change their futures. They're really motivated. I think it's really impactful to see, we knew we were helping young girls and mothers, but extremely impactful to see really how young the mothers are. That's really not something that you can conceptualize until you put your feet on the ground.
What we're doing here is to really help the girls build their skills through mentorship. Some of them we also support them to go to TVET institutions, and with that, it's a very clear pathway towards economic empowerment. And once you address that, then you also address very many other health issues and even social issues, because once you empower a girl, she's able to actually deal with all those other matters to do with health of herself, her children, and she also has freedom to be able to provide for her family, as well as also make some decisions on her own.
My experience here has been very eye-opening, particularly in experiencing the model that PS Kenya has developed and seeing that in action. It's been really insightful to see how they've also engaged with the men and influencers in these women's lives to help change behavior and to empower the young women in this community.
The goal of this learning-based project has been to learn how the new innovations around integrated adolescent and youth sexual reproductive health and economic empowerment may help young mothers feel more empowered to make decisions about not just their reproductive health goals, but their futures, their finances, and possible career paths.
They're going to break the cycle in the next generation. I mean, these young mothers are going to teach their kids about, birth control, family planning, really like just getting out of that cycle and poverty, and also just kind of understanding that there are other possibilities.
Now, with that report, let's go straight to Narok, where Kuyan Malano, the county's youth innovation champion, is on standby, courtesy of Population Service Kenya. He shares some of the achievements of this project in his county, Narok.
My name is Kuyan Malano, youth innovation champion in Narok County, supporting A360, a holistic program that is dealing with the youth, supporting them in addressing the sexual reproductive health agencies and in terms of economic empowerment. Some of the achievements of the 360 in SRH in Narok County include improving in family planning or contraceptive indicators, improved uptake of family planning services, improved attendance in ANC and other contraceptives and other family planning and MCH services, attendance in our facilities where our program is linked, and also improved attendance and the raising of voices in community dialogues, which we call them British Power Stories, where our girls attend and their mothers and their husbands also attend, and they discuss together matters concerning contraceptives and economic empowerment through skills that we offer in the various facilities that we are linked in.
Now, President William Ruto was at the launch of the report of Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms at State House, Nairobi on the 1st of August. The president actually said that the country's education system will undergo immediate changes. He said that the new system will inculcate innovation and facilitate learners to explore their talents. The president explained that the government will ensure provision of quality, inclusive and relevant education. He also went ahead and asked stakeholders to direct their attention towards the implementation of the report's recommendations.
I am very happy that today we can fully fund 100%, close to 45,000 students from vulnerable families. That all of them in our universities, that the children that come from vulnerable backgrounds can be sure that they will go to university and they will not drop out, because the government of Kenya will ensure that they have 100% scholarship. That assurance, that commitment is what is going to create equity in our midst. The rest of us, myself, my deputy here, this good man, and all these people sitting here, these people, nyinyi mnaweza kujitetea hapo kidogo kidogo namna hii. Lakini wale watu wako kwa bottom huko, tafadhali mkubali hawa tuwapatie msukumo. That's how we are going to create an even and an equal, and we are going to create equity in our country. I have said, and let me say it here because this is the correct forum, that to get value from the huge investment we are making in education, if we are investing 630 billion in education, surely we must account for it. We must have a plan on when these people we have invested 630 billion every year, when they get out of the pipeline, when they come out of school, when they come out of college, when they come out of university, what happens to them? It will be irresponsible, maybe reckless for us not to think about what happens to our children when they come out of college. And that is the reason this year we are intentional, we are deliberate on having a plan on how to create jobs. In my boardroom here, I have spent inordinate hours being granular about how many jobs we are going to create, under which program, on which intervention, on which projects, because it is the responsible thing to do. If we are going to invest 630 billion, if we are going to invest 30% of our budget in educating our young people, we must be deliberate on investing in the areas that will create opportunities for them to find work so that their education, their skills, the competencies they have acquired can be meaningful to them, to society, and we can keep a good account of the use of our hard-earned taxes.
A side hustle is an additional employment opportunity outside of a person's full-time job that provides supplemental income. Unlike a part-time job, a side hustle commonly has more freedom and more control over what a person actually does. Pamilas Wainaina from Corporate Staffing Center Limited shares the 4 side hustles worth considering.
Yes, now when you talk about side hustles, people think it's about you starting a factory, it's you getting into this big business, you're importing things from China. Whereas those can be side hustles, and there are people who are doing that, on a part-time basis. But for me, the way I look at side hustle is what will give you an extra income. So that's the starting point. So when you have that in mind, there are various options available out there in the market that can give you an extra income, and they will not require a lot of your time. So I'll share with you what I consider 5 areas someone can invest in, especially if you have a full-time job and for now you're not ready to transition to being a full-time business person. Yeah. So the first one is investing in shares and government securities. So if you go talk to your bank or an agent, CBK agent, so it can either be a bank or it can be a securities agent, you can open a CDS account and you can be able to invest in government bonds. If you have from 100,000 shillings and above, I believe, for government securities. And some of them are giving a return of even up to 14%. 14% it's a very good amount considering the savings account you'll be given a 1%. Yeah, so if you have 1 million shillings, in a year you end up with 140,000 shillings. Yeah, they remove tax, but even if they do, you still get a decent return. So the second option is where you sell your skills. So this is where consultancy comes in. So for example, the videographer here, the team behind the production, over the weekend, they can go and work part-time. Whether it's a wedding, graduation, all those kind of events, they can go there, they use their skill, and so they'll be able to get an extra income. So if it's for you, you're a communication professional, you can go consult on someone, you give them a communication plan. If it's for me, HR, I can go and develop a HR policy. So here I'm selling my skills. That's also another option. And it's not demanding because this is what you do on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. The returns may not be as high because, again, you're still being paid for your time. However, it's better than maybe just sitting at home over the weekend and watching Netflix. The other option, they're the online works, gigs that are upcoming. So it's closely related to consultancy because here someone pays you again for your skills. And the advantage of online work is your customers, you're not limited to the geography. So there are many Kenyans I know who are working part-time. So someone leaves work at 5:30 p.m. and 8 to 9 p.m. They're doing something part-time and earning in USD. So that's also another option. Also think about savings account, but here savings account, think more in terms of fixed deposits and also investing in SACCO. Because here we also, again, we are looking at returns. Your average savings account, bank account, will give you less than 2%. Don't even bother with them. In fact, I'll tell you for free, you can never become rich by saving money. I know women are very good at saving. In fact, there's a CBK survey that was done that women save more than men. However, you cannot grow your wealth through saving. You only grow your wealth through investing. So how can you make sure banks are working for you? It's open a fixed deposit. And the beauty of it, whether you have 50,000 shillings, 100,000, so whatever amount of money you are not currently using, put it in a fixed deposit. You can do 3 months. After expiry of 3 months, you again roll over and you continue that way. Yeah. So here, the advantage is you get a better return. And as of the time of shooting this video, fixed deposits will give you between 7 to 9%, depending on the amount and the period. SACCOs are very good. They are quite competitive. Then they'll give you between 10% to 14%. Yeah. And lastly, think about real estate for those who have the capital. Kenya, where we are, property, especially land. Land is always in high demand. So I've seen people who started investing in real estate by just buying a small piece of land. You go invest 100,000, you sell it, you make your 50,000. So you don't eat that money sitting there. You go next time that 150,000, you invest again in property. So the beauty of it, like I had explained at the beginning, is that it doesn't really require a lot of your time. Yeah. So if there's a way you can be able to connect a buyer with a seller, whether it's your own property or another person's property, then you can do very well in real estate.
Thank you, Paminas, for that report. Now, Kenya Red Cross is a leading humanitarian organization sustainably promoting the well-being, health, and resilience of communities in Kenya. Their economic security project, in collaboration with the ICRC, is transforming lives and communities by empowering marginalized youth through vocational training. Listen to Mazicha, Bashir, and Musin as they touch on their experiences.
Sikuwa najua kushona nguo, lakini Kenya Red Cross wameamua kunipeleka nijue ujuzi wa kushona. Nimepelekwa Lamu nikasomea dressmaking. Nilipomaliza nikapewa cherehani yangu. Nikarudishwa grade 2 ili nijiongezee ujuzi. Mtu akiniletea nguo nikishona sitoweza kulala na njaa. Nitakuwa nimepata unga wangu ya siku moja. Na sasa nashukuru hapa nilipo. Mimi ni fundi kamili.
Nashukuru sana watu wa Red Cross kwa kutuweza kutusaidia sisi wa Boni kutoka Boni Forest. Kama mimi nimemaliza class 8, sikuwa na kazi ya kufanya, nilikuwa nimekaa tu nyumbani. Mara nikasikia kuna watu wameandikwa kwa Red Cross wa Polytechnic. Mimi nikajileta hiyo nafasi nikachukua, nashukuru. Niliweza pewa vifaa kama overall, safety boot. Sasa tulifanya mtihani wa grade 3. Alhamdulillah tulikuwa watu 75, watu 35 walifaulu. Nyumbani kule hakuna stima. Sasa ni mpaka tafute mahali kama Hindi, nifungue workshop yangu, nijiendeleze. Wale vijana ambao hawana kazi wanazurura tu mtaani, nataka niwaambie kuwa nimejitolea mimi. Kwa hiyo ile vifaa yenye nimepewa, wakija kwangu nitawafundisha venye unaweza kuchomelea.
Nijaribu kufanya ukulima, biashara, lakini sijafanikiwa. Nilisikia kwa nafanya recruitment na Red Cross kwa wazee wa mtaa. Hapo natarajia nikimaliza grade 2 kuwa nitaenda nyumbani kuanza kufanya biashara, kutengeza vitu na kuuza kwa kijiji ili nifaidike na nipate kuwapatia ujuzi vijana wa kijiji na kuwapatia advance kuwa hata wao wa join wa kusoma.
From Lamu now, let's have a look at some other stories making headlines on the program this week. Ruto's Boda Boda plan. Kenya has an elaborate plan to support the Boda Boda industry. President Ruto gave this affirmation during his visit to Ram Park Motorcycle Assembly. Ruto now says that around 1 billion Kenya shillings is actually made daily from the Boda Boda sector, and his government is actually very serious on their pledge to support the young people who are actually making a living out of the Boda Boda industries. Farmers empowered. Back home to Nakuru now, where over 80 farmers in Solai Ward, Rongai sub-county have benefited from around 1,500 avocado seedlings that were given to them by the county government. The program is aimed at ensuring farmers venture into crop diversification, increasing income, as well as promoting food and nutrition security. This exercise was actually led by Director Agriculture Fred Owino, Solai Ward MCA Honorable Nixon Morogo, Solai Ward Administrator, and other county officials. And also, Youth Week Awards. Nakuru County Multi-Agency Forum, also known as NCMAF, invites individuals and groups from youth and serving organizations to apply and participate for the forthcoming International Youth Award. And you can actually make your application by visiting Nakuru County official Facebook page or Nakuru County website to actually get the link that will guide you on how you can make your application. With that, we take a very short breather. When we come back, we have much more stories. Don't go too far.
The future is youthful. The future is skillful. The future is you. Kama kijana, all you need is a chance and a place to apply your knowledge and skills to shape future yako. Technical and vocational education and training zinakupea the life skills zenye zitakuwezesha kushape future yako. Kwa kudevelop professional interest, talents na passion zako, una gain power ya create jobs, drive entrepreneurship na increase socio-economic prospects zako.
I came here to shine. The reason I don't want killing at my shows.
Are you ready for the future?
Ujuzi ni kazi.
It's buried in my soul. Najua mi ndo next.
We are Coelib TV.
Welcome back. Now, Brighter Monday Kenya and GIZ Agri Jobs for Youth partnered up to match job seekers in Western Kenya with employment opportunities in agri-food sector, while also preparing them for placement through soft skills training to help them cope in the work environment. Take a look.
When we started the discussions with Brighter Monday, we felt there's a lot of drive and motivation to really expand the services available at the moment just in urban centers, also to the rural population of Western Kenya. Why are we doing this and why is this important to us? You have two sides at the labor market. Usually you have those who seek to hire talent and you have the talent out there. But oftentimes there's a mismatch and they can't find to each other very easily. We as Agri Jobs for Youth, we want to level that playing field and assist our target groups here in Western Kenya, young people and young job seekers, to find those opportunities out there, to know which opportunities the agri-food sector holds for them and also how to access them. So that's why we started discussing with Brighter Monday and this project Vijana na Kilimo was born. So based on employer survey we've done under Vijana na Kilimo, we identified these pain points the employers have identified, and based on these pain points, together with Brighter Monday, we have developed a soft skills and job readiness curriculum that is now available on the one hand for job seekers online, but also for selected trainees on the ground. Together with our partner ATVETS from Agri Jobs for Youth, we offer 1,000 young job seekers the opportunity to attend these physical trainings and to really boost their confidence and their job readiness skills in communication, time management and emotional intelligence skills. The Vijana na Kilimo project is unique in its sense that it's bringing modern job matching technology that was only available in urban centers for white-collar jobs now to rural areas here, particularly in Western Kenya. Employers in the agri-food sector are now able to upload their vacant positions online and advertise and find the right talent that might be coming from further away than just from their surroundings and from people they know already. This opens up the opportunity for talent all over the place to really get the opportunities they're looking for. For us, this is also a first time and we are happy to support Brighter Monday in taking up this risk and bringing and testing and piloting this opportunity here in the area. We are really hoping to boost visibility and availability of job opportunities in the agri-food sector that are often hidden, especially to young people, and to really show them there are attractive opportunities out there matching their skill sets, bringing them gainful and attractive employment.
That's a very good sign. Now with the Vijana na Kilimo project, remember employers can now advertise their vacant positions online and find the right talent for their companies. Now, you really want to find referees who are able and willing to tell employers the best about you. You need a list of people who can speak on all aspects of your employable skills, from your work ethic to your technical abilities. And remember, people who give you references are doing you a favor. Remember that. Treat them in a polite way and in a business-like way to show them that you value their support. But how do you select them? Here is your answer, courtesy of Corporate Staffing Service Limited, a leading HR company based in Nairobi, Kenya.
Job references are very good for every job seeker because it aids in you getting that job, getting confirmed. You can imagine you have gone through the entire process, you've aced the interview, and the potential employer is at that stage where by now they want to do their reference checks just to ascertain that they are not just about to make the biggest mistake by onboarding the wrong candidate. So it is very effective to have job references in your CV because mainly it aids in getting to ascertain your qualifications and your references. So it adds value or credibility to your experiences. And also it makes it easier for the potential employer not to spend much time calling you, asking you to now provide the references and what have you. So as much as nowadays people feel that it's not a must to have them, but from a recruiter's perspective, it is advisable to just have them there.
Yeah.
At least 3 or 4. Yeah.
So how do you pick them? How do you pick what goes into your CV?
Very key to take note of how to select your references.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to pick anybody that you have come across along the streets that you assume perhaps knows you. The first thing that should ring at the back of your mind as a job seeker or as a candidate is the person I am having as my reference. Are they able to vouch for me professionally? Vouching for you in terms of being able to bring out your key qualifications, the skills that you have perhaps, or how best you are a good fit to that role. So in short, that person should be knowing you very well in terms of your expertise and ability to deliver.
Yeah.
That is why it is important to not just pick out anybody, and in most cases, these people are people who you've worked with very closely. Could be your immediate supervisor or the manager you are reporting to, either in the current position that you hold or the previous positions that you've held.
Yeah.
If you've not been in the professional space for long, also you can choose a reference from the academic background, maybe a professor you've worked very closely with in the school projects you've done, or during your internship or attachment period. Yeah, so basically the most important thing is to have a reference, someone that can vouch for you and sell you out for the role.
Yeah. And I think what is key also is to talk to them before you put them on that CV so that they are aware.
Nakuru County Government invites artists to participate in the forthcoming International Youth Week on the 7th of August to the 12th of August. The National Youth Week is an annual event which provides an opportunity for young people to recognize and celebrate their potential. This week actually gives the wider community an opportunity to listen to young people and acknowledge their positive contributions and achievements made by them in developing themselves and communities. And remember to make your application so that you can perform during this ceremony. Do visit the Nakuru County official Facebook page, and you'll actually find a link that will direct you on how to make your application. We move on with the broadcast. Now, college students have been urged to discover their talents by engaging in sports to maximize untapped talents. Those were the words of speakers at Utalii College Sports Day, led by chairman of Utalii College, David Wamati, who actually also participated in this annual sports event. The chairman promised to work with all stakeholders in order to improve the capacity of the college's intake of students by improving infrastructure in the school, including modern kitchen classes and hostels.
And today is a sports day. We are trying to nurture talents so that in other than just training, hospitality and tourism, we are trying to expose our students so that those who have talents can be exploited. And one of the other major importance is one, that through sports it enhances discipline, it enhances teamwork, it enhances commitment, and many other values. That one thing calculated other just in sports, even during classwork or even other staff normal work routine, if they calculate those values, it's important for us as an institution to deliver on our mandate. Even the council, we cannot deliver on our mandate when you don't have teamwork. So it's also good that our staff and students are able to learn the importance of teamwork and other important values. As an institution, a lot of infrastructure development is happening. Like, for example, there's an individual training kitchen that in the process of equipping. Definitely, once it's equipped, we are looking forward to even doubling the number of students to this institution. And as I said before, as a council, we are exploring ways of mobilizing resources for development of the institution, for the expansion, for the modernization and upgrading of this institution.
We are here to celebrate the various talents we have as Utalii. We do not only cook, we do not only serve, but we as well have talents like football, athletics, And that's why we are here to encourage talent and make it, part of our lifestyle. We also in the tourism industry, and sports tourism is coming up as a very important area that we can nurture people and bring them to Kenya, the source of champions, where they can enjoy these facilities. As Kenya Utalii, we are here to make that happen for anybody who has a talent among our staff and students.
Leisure is part of our industry, and the reason why we have this facility, as we train them in the other professional areas, is also to undertake leisure as part of what they do, because they find it where they are going to the industry is part of what the people who entertain the industry also want to do. So we encourage them to take it seriously and also keeping themselves fit for the work ahead of them in the industry, and also for the staff keeping healthy.
It's a beautiful moment for us to bond as a council and with our staff and the students. And in this very, very beautiful facility, we encourage our neighbors who would like to hire facilities like this to also come and use these facilities so that we can also create some revenue for our institution.
Thank you so much, David Wamatsi, for trying to empower the youth in your college. In case you missed Selemani's story, Sustainable Energy Drives Success. That is the story of Selemani Sadi, a barbershop owner whose business has now grown immensely thanks to the energy solutions for displacement settings project by GIZ Kenya. WorldCoin, what is it? It's been a very big conversation this week. WorldCoin is an open source protocol or system that is created to help give everyone access to global economy. It deploys a sort of a digital passport based on what they call, in quotes, proof of personhood. In Nairobi, Kenya this week, it's been a very crazy story. Youths and a section of traders put up long queues registering for the coin. Now, Kenya's Interior Ministry, however, has so far said, actually Wednesday this week, suspended the local activities of cryptocurrency project WorldCoin while the government agencies assess potential risk to public safety. We take a very short break. Sports is up next. Don't go too far. Welcome back. This is News on Friday, each and every Friday here on Coelib TV. I'm Caleb Coyle. Let's talk sports now. And of course, the biggest conversation about sports is the FIFA Women's World Cup. The 9th edition of FIFA Women's World Cup is actually underway as we speak in Australia. And what a tournament we're having. Guys, Banyana beat Italy to book the slot in the round of 16, where they will now face the amazing Netherlands on the 6th of August, actually, this same month. It's going to be a very big fixture. But also on the 2nd of August, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will now face England in the round of 16. Recall that Nigeria finished runners-up in the Group B with 5 points after a goalless draw with Ireland. Also, Morocco yesterday actually secured their place in the second round of 16 by beating Colombia 1-0, and they actually stay third. Colombia as well is proceeding to the round of 16. Closer to home now, this weekend, Kibra Soccer Women will face Soccer Assassins at the Harvest Grounds, Nakuru, this Sunday. The match will determine who is crowned as champions of the FKF Women Division 1 League, but both teams, Kibra Soccer Women and Soccer Assassins, have both been qualified to take part in the FKF Women League for next season. Now, all the best to Kibra Soccer Women, all the best to Soccer Assassins as well, all the best to Nigeria, Morocco, and South Africa. That's still representing us big at the 9th edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Now, that marks the end of our broadcast this week. But before I leave, let me just throw some Did You Know? Peter the Great Russia's revolutionary Caesar once imposed an annual beard tax on members of the society who had facial hair. If someone wanted to keep their facial hair, actually, they simply had to pay for it. After they made the deposit, they received a coin that said tax paid. So if you have a beard, remember, Peter the Great said, for you to have a beard in Russia, you have to pay tax. I'm not saying that these are some other areas where the government should impose taxes. I'm just saying it's a did you know. I see you again next week. I'm the once amazing, always amazing Caleb Coyle. Cheers.
Coelib TV, empowering the youth.